stories that make our community special. So, sit back, relax, and get ready for another exciting edition of The Stack. Let's start with a special showcase of this day in history with Nicole. Nicole, take it away.
I'd like to start with science. And on August 13th, 1942, the Manhattan Project officially began. Thousands of scientists were involved in this operation. The Manhattan Project included nuclear scientists here in the United States. Robert J. Oppenheimer was the director at Los Alamos Laboratory and is accredited with the Manhattan Project through notoriety and through film. Vannevar Bush was a lesser-known scientist involved with the Manhattan Project, the Committee on Uranium, and other government projects. Vannevar Bush was the chairman for the National Defense Research Committee and was present at the Trinity test, along with Oppenheimer. Bush is also known for his work on radar antenna profiles, artillery firing tables, analog computers, and the Memex machine, which he invented to figure out complex math equations in a fraction of the time it takes humans. However, in 1950, computers went digital. To this day in cinema history, August 13th. I'd like to begin with the birth of one of cinema's earliest pioneers, Sir Alfred Joseph Hitchcock. The legendary English filmmaker, also known as the Master of Suspense, was born in London, England, August 13th, 1899. He is known for movie classics Psycho, Vertigo, The Birds, and the series Alfred Hitchcock Presents. In 1967, the groundbreaking biographical film about criminal legends, Bonnie and Clyde, was released. The director was Arthur Penn and starred Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway. In 1942, Walt Disney premiered his fifth animated feature film, Bambi, in theaters across America. Some of you Gen Xers may remember August 13th, 1982, when the classic high school comedy Fast Times at Ridgemont High opened in U.S. theaters. This film was directed by Amy Heckerling and was written by Cameron Crowe. In my opinion, this cinematic comedy has achieved cult classic status, and I'm sure there are many others who would agree with me. Another fun film officially released on August 13th was Future World, which was released in American theaters in 1976. It serves as a sequel to the 1973 movie Westworld, and the plot includes two reporters visiting the revamped Dallas resort to cover its reopening after a major disaster of robotic proportions. And that occurs when new science goes amok. After being invited to see the new advances in safety at the robotic-themed entertainment/fantasy land, the dynamic journalistic duo uncover a dark corporate plot involving human cloning and killer robots. It was directed by Richard T. Heffron and stars Peter Fonda, Blythe Danner, and Yul Brynner. So in conclusion, August 13th was a monumental day in history for cinema. And all these movies mentioned it made generations laugh, made generations cry, especially Bambi, and also gave some of us the inspiration to pursue film as an artistic medium. This is Nicole Durance, and this has been This Day in History, Science and Cinema Edition, produced by the broadcasting students at Bates Technical College Central Campus.
Thank you, Nicole, for educating us on that fascinating history. Now let's get into our next segment with Gwen Rodriguez. Up next, we'd like to take you into the exotic and enchanting world of gaming with the Bates broadcast video production student, Gwen. Gwen, take it away.
Growing up, video games were a getaway from reality to entertain us through different adventures when life wasn't going our way. Whether you played them on a console from Nintendo, PlayStation, or Xbox, these video games are timeless and are still remembered to this day. My name's Gwen Rodriguez, and today on Super Media 64, we'll be covering iconic video games throughout the years from consoles of Nintendo, PlayStation, and Xbox. Released on February 23, 1999, for the PlayStation 1, Silent Hill was a one-of-a-kind third-person psychological horror video game that paved the way for its genre through its disturbing atmosphere and diverse gameplay. Throughout Silent Hill, it is apparent that real-time rendering of 3D environments is used to its advantage to create an atmosphere of mystery and suspense, unlike its predecessors that used pre-rendering backgrounds instead. The gameplay consists of many scenarios involving puzzle solving, combat, and exploration through the monster-filled town of Silent Hill, Maine. We follow main character Harry Manson as he navigates this disturbing world in search of his long-lost daughter, Cheryl. As we explore Silent Hill, within each area of the game, we are met with a variety of monsters that you must deal with through a variety of weapons that can be found in the game. However, when navigating this world, it's important to realize that distant fog and mist can and will obscure your vision, creating a more difficult gaming experience that many have learned to enjoy. Moving in another direction, released on October 27, 2008 for the PlayStation 3, Little Big Planet became the perfect co-op game for your creativity and imagination to run wild. Through customizations of character Sackboy and being able to create 2.5D style platforming levels, or navigating what its story mode had to offer, Little Big Planet was the source for community through the PlayStation Network. Known for its line, play, create, share, the PlayStation Network allowed players to upload platforming levels of their choosing to the public for others to play throughout the world. These levels had consisted of missions to escape a shark attack, taking a trip through Bora Bora Island, scary worlds made for your nightmares, and anything and everything your heart desires. Little Big Planet was created to have a level meant for anyone, which made it one of the most timeless and renowned video games in PlayStation history. Known as one of the best video games in PlayStation history, The Last of Us, released on June 14, 2013, became one of the most well-known apocalyptic video games of all time. We follow main character Ellie Williams and Joel Miller as they navigate a post-apocalyptic world in environments such as forests, towns, buildings, and sewers, alongside cannibalistic creatures that become progressively challenging to face as the game continues. The player gets to experience both Ellie and Joel's perspective, as at times we get to play as both characters throughout the story, providing more in-depth gameplay for players as they learn the different dynamics these characters have to offer. Alongside, the game's major success had earned them countless awards at many conventions throughout the years, and also jump-started a TV series based on The Last of Us as of March of 2023, starring Bella Ramsey and Pedro Pascal. Considering the ongoing support and love for The Last of Us franchise, that continues to impress the community as one of the best apocalyptic video games of the decade. Shifting into more arcade-style gameplay, released on September 13th, 1985 on the NES, the original Super Mario Bros. Became the game that every arcade owner wanted their hands on. For this rendition, you're able to play as Mario or his brother Luigi, as you explore Mushroom Kingdom to try and save Princess Peach from well-known villain Bowser. However, you'll only have 3 lives to do so, and if you end up dying, you have to start over. However, as you play the game, you are able to obtain a variety of power-ups, such as a Fire Flower, Superstar, and many more to aid you throughout your adventure. This concept would go on for years, and still to this day is inspiring games across the country. As of now, Nintendo has claimed Mario as their mascot, and has released up to 300 video games that include Mario as a playable character. From side-scrollers to full-on open-world renditions or classic arcade-style games, Mario franchise continues to be one of the biggest franchises to date. Developed by Game Freak on September 28, 1998 for the Game Boy, the original creature capturing game Pokemon Red and Blue inspired many to catch 'em all. We follow the story in an overhead perspective as we navigate the fictional world Kanto region. The goal is to defeat all 8 gym trainers in order to be crowned the Pokemon League champion. Through the world, we're able to discover creatures also known as Pokemon that can help aid us in times of need. There are around 151 Pokemon with different rarities throughout this game to capture. To this day, Pokemon strives to be one of the best creature capturing games, alongside being the most known trading card game in history, with over 128 sets being released and many more to come. It continues to provide passion and joy to the community as they continue to catch 'em all. Known as one of the best open-world games, released on March 13th, 2017 on the Nintendo Switch, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild became the debut video game for this new console. It provided us with engaging gameplay alongside character Link as we navigate Hyrule in search of his sister, Princess Zelda. There are many components in this game that make it one of a kind, such as collecting items to help us along the way, defeating enemies of a variety, such as guardians, bokoblins, keys, and many more that can be found throughout the different regions in the world. You're even able to create your own meals, elixirs, and potions to help you throughout this adventure. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild provides players from around 50 to 300 hours of gameplay, depending how far and in-depth they want to complete this game. With that many hours, it provides the players with endless gameplay to this legendary game, inspiring many others for the future. Being crowned the original title for the Xbox, released on November 15, 2001, Halo Combat Evolved debuted as one of the first games you could purchase on the original Xbox. It revolutionized first-person shooter games and was titled as being one of the greatest video games ever made. This game introduced well-known mechanics such as a regenerating health bar and an inventory space for only 2 weapons. Throughout the game, we follow main character Master Chief alongside his companion Cortana as we battle an alien alliance known as the Covenant and Flood. We're provided a variety of weapons that can be used both on foot and in a vehicle, and can gain access to transportation to navigate this chaos-filled world. This award-winning game has a variety of gameplay aspects that made it one of a kind, and to this day it continues to get recognized as an iconic franchise. Released on August 8, 2006 on the Xbox 360, Dead Rising was a new spin on your organic zombie game. As photographer Frank West arrives at Willamette Park View Mall, due to an anonymous alert that something is occurring in Colorado, he is met with a deadly wave of zombies that are trying to invade this mall. Throughout the game, he is asked to document his experience through a variety of photos. The game gives you the ability to take photographs throughout the mall and earn a set amount of points within the pictures depending on what's going on. What makes this game unique is its combat mechanisms. You can practically use anything and everything in this game as long as you're able to pick it up. From chainsaws that you can claim from creepy clowns you encounter later in the game, to a wooden plank you are able to use, anything is possible in this game. Throughout the game, you are tasked with missions to save different groups of people that have been left stranded in the mall, and are tasked to defeat anyone that stands in your way. Alongside, you are able to mobily move around with a variety of objects, such as a skateboard or even a lawnmower to run over zombies. This game provides a variety of aspects that make it beyond enjoyable, as one of the best zombie games in history. To end this coverage of iconic video games from a variety of consoles, we have one of the most played video games in the world. Released on November 18th, 2011, with over 400 million copies sold, Minecraft continues to be a popular game for all age groups. Within the game, there are 2 main modes that a player can choose from. The first one is Survival Mode, which is a game mode that allows the player to venture out into the world of Minecraft. It is up to the player to seek shelter before nighttime and to gather supplies to survive the many monsters that lurk past darkness. There technically isn't a specific way to play Minecraft, however, the main goal that every player strives to complete in survival is to defeat the Ender Dragon. The second mode the player can choose from is called Creative Mode. In this game mode, the player is able to create anything in their wildest dreams, from a theme park to a dungeon or their dream home. The limits are endless, and that's what's so likable about Minecraft. Well, there you have it. That's all the time I have for today. Thank you so much for joining me in uncovering some of the most well-known video games across a variety of consoles. This is Gwen Rodriguez, signing out on yet another Super Media 64 report.
Thank you, Gwen, for showcasing the vintage gaming world. Next up, Connor and Vance are going to share some fun local summer hangouts for water diving and soaking up the sun. Connor and Vance, take it away.
Hello, I'm Vance Bruner here with Bates Broadcasting Video Production. We're down here at the beautiful Ruston Piers. It's going to be real hot today, about 97 degrees. You're watching The Stack. Here at the docks, the Tacoma locals know there's only one way to ease the heat on a day as hot as today. Jumping in.
All right, what are we doing out here today? Jumping in the water, having fun. Yeah, you like doing that? Oh yeah. What's the reasoning behind that?
It's so hot out today, man. Like 90 degrees or something.
You know, a lot of people will say that's a pretty crazy thing to do, maybe a little extreme. What'd you say to that?
This is nothing extreme. This is easy jumping.
You like doing any tricks when you go off, or are you more of a straight jumper?
I'm more of a straight jumper. I usually like to cannonball, pencil dive, you know, basics. No backflips, not yet.
Is that something you're going to work out too, though? Getting some backflips in the repertoire?
Yeah, for sure.
What's see any cool stuff down here?
Yeah, today we saw the baby seal getting there. That was pretty cool.
And after talking to one of the locals, it was pretty clear that jumping off the pier is just one small part of what makes this spot special. Right next to the pier is Northwest Fish Company. So after watching people take a jump, we stopped in to grab a bite to eat. We ended up getting their tuna wrap. It was a perfect way to finish off the day. You got the waterfront right outside and people hanging out on the pier. That's what I like about places like this in Tacoma. It's not necessarily some huge tourist attraction or famous destination. It's a spot where people come to eat, hang out, and do what locals have been doing for years. You might come here for the food. You might come here to hang out with your friends. Or if you're feeling brave enough, you might even come here to jump off the pier. Either way, it's one of those little spots around Tacoma that shows you what the city is actually from a local's perspective. After seeing it for ourselves, I can definitely see why people keep coming back year after year. You've been watching Hidden Gems on the Stack.
Thank you so much, Connor and Vance, for those great summer tips and a look inside Tacoma's hidden gems. Before we head into our next segment, we're going to take a quick commercial break, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more segments on this edition of The Stack. Hello and welcome back to this edition of The Stack, brought to you by the students of the Broadcasting and Video Production program here at Bates Technical College. Now let's get into our next segment with Roderick with this week's forecast. Roderick, take it away.
Hi, I'm Roderick Williams with your 7-day forecast. The winds, we got the map of the winds up over here. I can't see, there you go. Hi, I'm Roderick Williams with your 7-day forecast. Get your sunscreen ready. Get your sunscreen and your sunglasses ready. It's going to be hot, sunshine throughout. Thursday, it's going to be a high of 80. Friday and Saturday, the highs in the lower 70s and the lows in the upper 50s. Sunday and Monday, we've got clouds trying to come in, but we're not going to worry about that. It's still going to be hot. And Tuesday and Wednesday, it's going to be sunny and hot, so have your sunglasses on. Now let's take a look at the map of the winds. We got some strong winds moving in, especially around the coast, so keep an eye out on those and just be safe. That's all I have for you. Thank you for joining me. Back to you, Alfredo.
Thank you so much for that, Roderick. Up next, we're going to head over to Austin for sports for an update on Seattle sports coverage.
The Mariners are looking to turn things around after dropping 6 straight games as they're facing the Yankees in New York right now. Seattle enters the weekend with a 56-65 record, sitting 5.5 games behind the division-leading Houston Astros, who are 62-60. The Mariners will be taking on the Astros in a 3-game series over the weekend from August 14th to the 16th. Then they'll be traveling to Milwaukee for another 3-game series against the Brewers from August 18th to the 20th. With the Mariners trying to stay in the playoff race, they'll need to find a way to stop the losing streak and start picking up some wins. Meanwhile, football season's getting underway. Preseason kicks off this weekend with the Seahawks hosting the Dallas Cowboys on Saturday, August 15th at 5 p.m. Football fans can get a behind-the-scenes look at the Seahawks on HBO's Hard Knocks, airing Tuesday nights at 6 p.m. That's your sports update. Back to you, Alfredo.
Thank you so much for that, Austin, and for that update on the Seattle teams. Hopefully Mariners will start to pick up their game sooner before the season is up. Have you ever wondered how FIFA makes its money? The 2026 World Cup delivered plenty of action on the field, but off the field, the numbers were just as impressive. The tournament became the most commercially successful World Cup in history, with FIFA expected to generate nearly $9 billion. So where did all that money come from? Eric Barraza breaks down the business behind the beautiful game.
The 2026 FIFA World Cup will be remembered for more than Spain's victory and the expanded 48-team format. It also became the most commercially successful World Cup in the world. Before the tournament even kicked off, FIFA had already sold every global sponsorship package. The tournament is expected to generate an incredible $8.9 billion. Here's how FIFA made that money. When the final whistle blew in New Jersey, FIFA wasn't just celebrating a new world champion. It was celebrating a record-breaking revenue. The 2026 edition is expected to generate $8.9 billion, contributing to a 4-year commercial cycle worth more than $13 billion. The biggest source of income was broadcast rights, bringing in $3.93, equivalent to 44% of total revenue. FIFA sold TV and streaming rights country by country, creating competition among broadcasters and increasing their value. The second largest source was ticket sales and hospitality. This generated $3.03 billion. With the tournament's expansion to 104 matches, more than 6 million tickets were made available, and demand reached record levels. The cheapest official ticket was $60, while the most expensive ticket for the World Cup final sold at $10,990. FIFA also earned money through its official ticket resale platform, collecting a 15% commission from both buyers and sellers. Commercial partnership brought in another $1.79 billion. Global brands such as Adidas, Coca-Cola, Visa, Hyundai, Qatar Airways, and Lenovo We're joined by new sponsors including Bank of America, Verizon, McDonald's, Unilever, and the Home Depot. The remaining $220 million came from licensing, including official merchandise, jerseys, match balls, video games, and other FIFA branded products. The numbers tell a remarkable story. The FIFA World Cup is no longer just the biggest tournament in football. It's now one of the world's biggest sporting businesses, setting new financial records that other events will struggle to match. Eric Baraza, reporting for The Stack.
Thank you so much for that, Eric. All right, well, that's all the time we have for you here today on this edition of The Stack, brought to you by the students of the Broadcasting and Video Production program here at Bates Technical College. If you'd like more information about Bates Technical College and especially about this program, please visit www.batestech.edu/broadcast. Thank you so much for joining us on The Stack. I've been your host, Alfredo Lázaro, and we'll see you next time.